Oh, welcome, willkommen to your live stream. Sorry, this trial is starting very, very soon. And I tried to get up early to do this before the trial starts. I'm talking about, of course, Johnny Depp's defamation trial. And I just got here on time, which is a tactic for people that tend to run on their own little time clocks. It's to tell them that something starts at a different time than it actually does so that they arrive on time. So, okay. Anyway, this hopefully is going to be a much quicker, let's just move through these days because this trial has just overtaken my life and I don't want to miss any of it. Sorry. Okay, so this is your hello everyone. Welcome. Guten Morgen. Hello, Sheila and Tom. Welcome. Okay, so this is the week of April 25th to May the 2nd, 2022, and I wrote it out this week. So, okay. Basically, the big news is that we're leading into the Taurus solar eclipse on Saturn Day. I'm kind of extremely excited about this eclipse. So let's, before I forget, let me get my little pen. Okay, let's start with Monday, with Moon's Day, April 25th, today. The moon is basically going to be in Pisces all day and it will meet with Mars. Hello, Fraz. Hey, everybody. Hey, Carl. And it's gonna be this sizzling energy. And here's the thing, I'm calling Monday the sizzle. Remember, it's the sizzle, not the steak. So this day is just like, it's especially because it's Pisces energy. It's just, I feel like you can almost hear that, you feel it somewhere. So you may get insights into next steps that you want to take or that you need to take through the feeling nature, through the feeling that comes up. So really, really listen to the feelings. Don't discredit them. Don't try to rationalize them. Don't try to make it make sense. Just know what they are. Just know what they are. Know what you're feeling. There can be so much information that comes through in one emotion and one feeling, terabytes of cosmic information. So don't try to pick it all apart. Don't try to logically understand it and don't judge it. Don't judge what you're feeling. Don't judge that sizzle or don't judge your response or reaction to something. Just let it move you. Let it move you. Go with that's what going with the flow means. When you just let something move you, when you let the emotion happen, even when it's anger, even when it's envy, jealousy, fear, rage, disappointment, all of the things that or sadness, pain, guilt, all of that, let it move through you. It's going to pass. Let it pass and let it inform you. Okay, but don't judge the self. When that toxic feminine energy, toxic masculine energy comes up and it has like a physical expression or the feeling comes up, don't judge it because it's not going to help anyone grow out of it. It's not going to help anyone heal it when we're like that. So I have a lot of compassion, a lot of empathetic understanding for people going through these emotions because we all go through them and it's just not going to help anybody. So don't judge it, let it come up. They're important. It's important to listen to them. So this moon in Pisces conjuncting Mars, you're going to feel it. Like you're going to know what you respond to. You're going to know what you're going to, it's a simmer. Okay, it's going to simmer, so you're going to know what it is. You're going to know what it is. Okay. Oh my God. I totally forgot the download part. See, I'm like so trying to just get to the trial. I'm sorry, guys. Okay. Mother of pearl. Okay. Hold on. Let me do a timestamp for the download. 2 times this week, bullying came up, and standing up to bullies, confronting the bully, confronting your petty tyrant. So whether that's internal or external, something inside of you, or if you do bully people, or like you have a bully in your life, if it's a thought or whatever, it came up, and it's important to, that is something you do want to confront and stand up to. And even when it goes horribly wrong, I'm just thinking of like when I did it growing up. I was so, I remember I stood up to this one bully at school, because I was always a new kid. I went to 6 different grammar schools in 8 years. Mom moved a lot, so I was always bullied. And like, even when it goes horribly wrong, I stood up to this one bully. God, this girl was huge. She was fucking huge. And I was just always Jack Skellington. And so I stood up to her, and she didn't, and it was all these fucking people in the courtyard, and it was a Roman Catholic school, so it was, the structure was like a prison, where it was like a compound, where all the buildings were making this compound, and it was the parking lot in the middle, so that's where we went out for recess. That's where they let us out in the yard. So that's where it happened. That's where it went down. I stood up to her, and she didn't say anything. She just pushed me, and she pushed me so I felt like I flew 50 million feet back, and I just like, you know. So that didn't work out. But I'm really happy that I did it. I was really happy that I did it. So even though it just, my Aquarian moon was just happy that I stood up for myself, you know? So even when it goes horribly wrong, do it anyway, because it's about your self-respect, and it's about your integrity, and it's about self-advocating. So confront your bully. So this, also the Taurus energy and the Uranian North Node energy is about vibration and a new floor, a new bottom, a new base, a new foundation being made because of raising the value, raising your self-esteem, saying, you know, I'm not putting up with this anymore. And that could be with relationships, of course. It can be with your work. It can be with your job. But I want you to think of this, like, even with yourself. Like, I hate being angry all the time, or I hate yelling at my kids all the time. Like, I don't want to hear myself yelling at my kids. I don't want to hear myself griping. I don't want to hear myself complaining. I don't want to be this way. It doesn't feel good to be this way. So, you know, even that, okay? So, okay, there's your downloads. Back to, this is all over the place. All right, let's go into Tuesday, April 26th. Oh, and this is all, I typed it up, and it's just all over the place. Okay. Karmic returns as fated opportunities is what I'm calling this day. Mercury enters the shadow. Mercury enters shadow, which means Mercury is going to go retrograde, but we're not going to know the full light of meaning until June 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, like around the first week of June. But it's going to start Tuesday. Something's going to start going back, rethinking. Okay? And so that's going to be a thing. So honestly, be so careful of what you say. Be careful. Just like, and honestly, that's why it's really easy when you do tell the truth all the time, when you do believe in love, truth, and integrity, because then you don't have to like remember your lies. You don't have to remember what you lied about, when, to who, and what you said to so-and-so. And like, you don't have to keep all that together. There's so much more space in your mind for fun stuff. So but if you have lied, shit's gonna come back. Okay, so it's Gemini, and it's like, oh my God, we had our Ask Natalie session where everyone just asked me questions about their chart, and I'm so proud of all my patrons. They all, instead of like giving the birth information, they knew things about their charts, so they just asked me about their charts. It was so much fun. It was so much fun. It'll be here on YouTube like eventually, but what was I gonna? Oh yeah, so all of the Geminis came out. All of my Geminis on Patreon, all my Gemini risings came up. It was so fun. It was just like, it was fun. It was really fun. So okay, so Mercury in Taurus sextiles Jupiter in Pisces. I've remote viewed into this. I forgot to say that I've remote viewed into this energy. So these weeklies are part astrology and part remote viewing. What I got with this, so sometimes what I say will align with an astrological interpretation, and sometimes it's a psychic download. So it will not, but it will resonate with you regardless. A bigger container is what I got that can hold more. So there might be an opportunity for expansion, something that presents itself to you. The moon will conjunct Venus, Neptune, and Jupiter on Tuesday. Be in love. Like, just go for it. With your life. Okay, it's great to be in love with people, be in love with whatever, that's great. But I mean really with your life. So even if there's stuff that you want to make different, you want to change, just take a moment to appreciate where you are and how long it took you to get where you are and what you have. And everything that you do have was a dream at one point. It was, I can't wait to get my own apartment. I can't wait to wake up whenever I want. One of the things that I think about when I'm feeling like when I used to feel like really, 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 really crummy, is I would just remember and think about, well, you don't have to go to school anymore. And like that thought, thinking that I don't have to, like I'm not forced to go to school anymore, is so liberating. I feel like I've been released from some karmic bondage. And it like the shackles just pop off. Like just thinking about that always, that's something that I will go to the rest of my life. Like just the institutional, I don't ever have to go back ever again. If I want to learn something, I can learn it. There's nothing, I love learning. I'm a voracious reader, but I don't ever have to go to any place like that. I don't have to, and I didn't like high school, didn't like college. It's all a racket to me, to be honest. Anyway, so that's not very Venusian of me to say. So, but just find something to be grateful for, because it was something that you were like, God, if I can just make it to this, if I can just get this, if I can just have this, if I can just be blah, blah, blah. So just choose to be happy and grateful and inspired and in love and looking forward and appreciative for where you are now, and it'll help you make decisions, because you don't want to make decisions out of desperation or fear or guilt or any of those lower vibrations. Okay. Inspired, and you want to feel, again, feeling the feelings, Pisces energy, and you want to believe them. You want to believe your inspiration. You want to believe your heart. You want to believe you want to believe yourself. So also Venus in Pisces sextiles the North Node in Taurus, connecting us to fate and destiny. Destiny is like literally calling you up, and it's through your feelings. It's through your feelings. It's through your feelings it's going to guide you. So, okay. So that's Tuesday. Wednesday. April 27. Spirit communication. So the Aries moon, now the moon's in Aries, here we go. Tuning into this energy, I got crossed swords or bones, like skull and crossbones. I got that. So you might see that. You might see crossed swords or like a skull and crossbones, like symbolism. You might see that as a confirmation. I am picking this Aries moon up as looking for information and reading a lot and researching a lot and just taking in information, taking in a lot of information. Aries are very bright people. So there's that. Venus conjuncts Neptune in Pisces now. So Venus hit Jupiter, now hitting Neptune. This is like dreamy. you're in love with something. In the Pisces area of life, that's where you're getting such the divine spirit communication with that vibe. Wherever that is, that's where the blessings are coming through. That's where where the Pisces area of life is where you're connecting emotionally to your past life and maybe even future life karma. So that explains why you're feeling so strongly, or why you're feeling whatever you're feeling, because it's got that history to it. It's like charged, if that makes any sense. This is also great energy to forgive and to be forgiven. It's very creative, loving, spiritual, and extremely psychic. So impressions, visions, downloads, spirit communication, all of that on the conscious level. When you're using this energy consciously and you're applying it unconsciously, this is delusional energy, drug abuse, alcohol abuse, and just very confused, very, very confused, just confused. Mercury in Taurus sextiles Jupiter in Pisces. This, I pick up you're in touch with, I hate saying a higher power. I don't like to say those words. It just sounds so, but you are. But I'm going to use it this one time. Probably because it's like easy and simple, and I'm trying to catch this trial. So you can, but what I like about this is you can basically talk to spirit or source or God, cosmos, universe, etc. I like to call it the great intelligence behind all manifestation. So you can really communicate with beyond the veil, what's on the other side. Okay, that was Wednesday. Thursday. April 28, the absolute. I talk about the absolute over on my TikTok. There's a scam account at WatchNatalie2. So if you get followed by them, it's not me. I've already blocked and reported them. I hope they get taken down. So there's that. So the absolute. The moon conjuncts Chiron in Aries. This will hurt by bringing up wounding of the past. So take it as an opportunity to see how far you've come, because however it touches that, when the moon crosses Chiron, the moon moves pretty fast, and this is like a darkening moon. Like we're gearing up for this eclipse. So this pass is, I feel like it's going to be a little bit of a pinch. It's going to sting. It's going to maybe be awkward or, kind of embarrassing or like whatever. So just let it humble you. Take it as an opportunity to, okay. I also got bees and bee symbolism. So I can do it here. Check this out. This is my little bee. I think it's supposed to be for pots and pans, but I use it as my like coffee holder, coffee thing, which I've got some. Check it out. So when you are a patron for like every 3 months, you get like a gift, like a merch item. And yeah, one of those merch items is a coffee cup. Okay. Why was I talking about coffee cups? Oh, bees, bee symbolism, other animal symbolism as confirmations. So like maybe you're out grabbing coffee for you and your husband, and he's maybe he's parked like in the front with the blinkers on, and you like run in to get the coffee and come back. Maybe you see a woman with like a dress, and the dress has like a print on it of like insects, like beautiful insects, and that's your confirmation, and that's going to remind you, that's going to trigger some subconscious stuff. It can be something like kind of like that as confirmations. Mercury in Taurus trines Pluto in Capricorn. I'm excited for that. I'm very, very excited for that. This is like absolutely so. Absolutely 100%, no doubt in your mind, no going back. The book is closed. This is just so black and white. Very black and white. Communications, understandings, realizations. It can be harsh. It can be final. It could be dramatic. But you're going to get to the bottom of it. And that's what I like about it. It's very resolution feeling. It's resolute too. Yeah, you make the final decision that, and it might change destiny a little bit. It might change, or not. It could change. Yeah, destiny. It could change your path. But it doesn't have to be, like, for instance, if you have, you know, the nodes are in Taurus and Scorpio. So if you're a Taurus, Scorpio, sun or ascendant, and your relationships are being affected, it doesn't have to mean that they're ending. It can, but it doesn't have to mean that. It could just mean that the way the relationship has been up until that point is ending, and a new way for that relationship to be is beginning. So the ones that are really meant to stay, that's what's going to happen to them. And it has to be that way. It has to happen like that. Otherwise, so that's just like an example though. But apply that to all of it, wherever it's happening in your chart. Okay, that was like really blowing through this, but it's nice. It's like, you know, it's like a little action film. It feels like. Okay. Frig's Day. Friday, April 29th. Bonus points is what I'm calling this day. Bonus points. So the Aries moon sextiles Aquarius Saturn. That's great, but it squares Pluto. Pluto's in the last year of Capricorn. We're gonna, oh my God, when Pluto enters Aquarius, you guys, I have some Aquarius energy, like, okay. So, but Pluto's in a retrograde back, and it's gonna hit like the end of Capricorn. So, anyway, okay. Aries moon, like I'm saying, Friday, I feel like there's help taking responsibility, but it's harsh. So it's like, don't resist this energy. Don't resist it. Like, just own your own energy. You cannot put it off. Don't put it off. Also on Friday, Mercury enters Gemini. This is a big deal because Mercury is going to retrograde in Gemini. Not only that, but Mars is going to retrograde in Gemini later. This eclipse is the best one, you guys. The one in May, mid-May, and the one and the ones in the fall are like, oh, why am I crossing my eyes so much in this video? So this is the best one. This is the best one. I'll talk about it like now. But so Mercury enters Gemini. Think twice before speaking. Just think twice before speak. Just think twice before speaking. Even when you're honest, even when you're truthful, because you could deliver in a way that just hurts somebody, or, you know, they're not ready for all that, or, you know. So just think twice before speaking, or try to take a breath there. Because it could take long to unravel whatever mishigas you get into. You know, it could just take a long time to unravel, and then it could get real irritated with that Mars and Gemini retrograde. And Pluto stations. I think Pluto's already kind of been like at a standstill, but it's like Pluto stations retrograde in Capricorn. So basically this is going to be like the last big, and not just like a Friday, but it's part of this eclipse. So this is like the last big sweeping changes before we process the changes of everything that has been changing. But that's kind of how I see it, like just like a The moon enters Taurus. I like it. It's your jam. You know? Wherever that Taurus energy is in your life, it's your jam. Like whatever you want, get your needs met. Don't care what anyone thinks because you're ready to feel better. You know, if you and your son are out and you always get a certain flavored cheesecake to share, like what's it called? Like a cheesecake pie? No, I can't be rich. Cheesecake. You always get the flavor he likes. And it's like, you know what? You're going to eat the flavor I like, little man. Mom. Listen. Son. My little young blood. I love making you happy. I love giving you everything you want. I love seeing a smile on your face. I love to see you happy. Don't you like to see mom happy too? And don't you want to see mom smile too? And when you grow up and you fall in love with a person someday, yeah, practice is balance. Because I've been spoiling you. And now you're taking it for granted. So, or something like that, okay? So just your Taurus is your, and it's like seeing, tasting, touching, like, you know, like you just want like nice, nice to the skin fabrics and just like things that feel good physically. You're just gonna want, like, just give yourself what you want because you deserve it. And you want to feel better. This is like upgrade. So the bonus points. I'm trying to say upgrade and bonus points, and I'm pushing my words out because I want to watch the trial. Bonus. Oh, that sounds like a weird word. Bonus points if you upgrade your life somehow. So spice it up. Spice up your life. Be a little spice girl. Spice up your freaking life. Bonus points for that. Okay. And now we are at the, oh. Yes, we are. We are at Mother of Pearl. Saturday. Saturn's Day, April 30th. Anything, and I mean anything, goes on this eclipse. It's already wild because it's a solar eclipse. So there's something you're going to get. It's a beginning. Lunar eclipse, you lose. Something's gone. It gets taken away. Solar eclipse, you're getting something. And it's wild. So you can get something that you would have, like, and it's with Uranus and Taurus. So you're going to get something maybe very physical, even more wild, even more unpredictable, but it's a leveling up. And that's what I love about this. It's like the upgrade energy where, because Uranus in Aquarius is vibration. She's showing me sonar, like Batman. Okay, so it's knowing where you are and where everything is based on vibration. Ooh, that was cool. So that's, you're upgrading where now you are getting used to being in a different place in life, though, in this area of life, because of the vibrational upgrade. God, I hope that makes sense. So you are going to get something, though. Here's the thing. With this eclipse, you're going to get something new. And the solar eclipse is before the lunar eclipse. So you're going to start something as something else is ending. So you might start something and it's really great and it's wonderful, but something else hasn't really ended yet. So there might be this... I want to watch Batman now. This might be like a little bit of confusion, or like a disorienting, like if you're Batman and you're, which Batman was it where they like confused Batman with that, with the sonar and the vibration, and like, you know, you might feel like glitch out a little bit, where you might like be confused of which vibration you really belong in, or which vibration you really are more comfortable in. And what I'll say about that is, Taurus is I have, Scorpio is more, okay, with these eclipses in Taurus and Scorpio, you can't get away with having something that you haven't earned or that isn't yours. You can't, like, don't try to take some, if you go for something and it's not meant for you. This is what I have, thing about people that try and manifest. You will not manifest with positive thinking if it is not natally programmed in your energy, in your astrological natal chart. So you can affirm all day and night, but it's not going to happen if it's not already part of your karma and part of your destiny for this specific lifetime. So these nodes in this, like this solar eclipse, like whatever you get, whatever you receive, trust that it's meant for you, because you would not have a chance at it otherwise if it were not, you know what I'm saying? Like, in whatever area of life this is. So okay, I'm just, let me try to talk about this eclipse, because I'm now, okay. So the first thing I want to talk about this eclipse is Mercury is at its maximum elongation at 20 degrees east, 29 degrees Taurus at this eclipse. Like, how crazy is that? Basically, what this means is that we are very empirically minded. And this is my approach to astrology, is empirical, is like what has happened, and using that as like a bit of just like a way to sort of see like what's gonna happen. So for instance, the last time the nodes were, so I'm really excited for these eclipses, because I'm a Cancer ascendant, it's hitting my 11th house. So I'm so excited to just feel more of that belonging, and feel closer to my tribe, and just like, you know, you just 11th house, like you find your people, like the people that are and you get closer with those people, and you just, like, I'm really excited about that, because it's just, you know, I'm just excited about it. So the last time the nodes were in this area, I stopped going to high school. I finished high school through correspondence classes, but I stopped going to high school, and there was like a flush of groups of people that were not my vibe, that were not going to be happy for me, or that didn't understand me, or that didn't, you know, so it brought wonderful things in my life. So I'm super excited about it. So you can kind of look back, oh gosh, I think it's roughly 18 years ago, but yeah, I just did freshman year of high school, and then I stopped. So, and actually because of a lot of psychic attack, that was why. It wasn't, I wasn't getting into trouble, like I was, you know, it wasn't anything like that. But you're not gonna hold on to anything that's not yours with these eclipses, or that you're not meant to hold on to. You're not gonna be able to continue lying about anything that you've been lying about, or lying to yourself about. So, and it was like, I didn't go into this like planning to like stop going to school. It kind of like had to happen. But you're going to see, okay, so that was an example of the empirical mind, of like, okay, so I know that there's going to be changes in my social whatevers, right? This Mercury being at maximum elongation is giving you the benefit of having that empirical mind. There's like a deeper review underway, and there's a calculated risk that you can take because you're like looking at all of this information. You've got like all of this information in front of you, and you're able to make a decision based off of what you've already lived. So it's a very interesting Mercury for this solar eclipse. Venus conjuncts Jupiter in Pisces. That's lovely. It's very, very nice. So the 10 degree, if you have any Earth around the 10th degree of Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus, you can expect to feel or see the results of this eclipse a lot sooner to the day of April 30th. Because otherwise it's opening an energy that can take up to 6 months to play itself out, unless you have planets or points close to that 10 degree of Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. So, there's a lucky break with the Venus, Jupiter, Neptune, all in Pisces. That's like the love, that's creativity, that's spirituality. Now, with Saturn doing what it's doing with the nodes, it's a bit of a stress point, and it's just like, okay, Saturn always feels like a bully. It always feels like we're being bullied by life, like being picked on. Saturn always makes us feel like we're victims, like we're being victimized by Saturn because things are hard, or we're being forced to take responsibility, or being forced to look at some hard things, being forced to deal with some hard stuff. That's just to make you stronger. You're supposed to stand up to Saturn, and it's not for Saturn's, but the planet doesn't care what you're saying. It's to prove it to yourself, and that's where the self-respect comes in, and then it builds your integrity, it builds your character. So, the Aquarian area of life is being tested, integrity tested, and whatever decision you make, you can go South Node in Scorpio and try to like be deceptive or be real judgmental or want something that's not yours, or you can go South Node in Scorpio, or you can go North Node in Taurus and focus on healthy self-esteem, self-possession, skills, talents, and abilities, independence, what's that? I can't think of the word right now. That's gonna bug me. So Saturn's also gonna make you feel fearful of doing all of that. It's gonna make you feel fear of doing the right thing, and it's gonna make you feel maybe cowardly and fearful about taking responsibility for your evolution. Because the North Node is what we've never done before. It's where we've never been before. It's just totally new and unlived energies. So Saturn is making it hard to overcome that fear of the unknown. But this is like the last year of Saturn in Aquarius. So like I said, groups and tribes and communities breaking down, and some are forming, and factions are forming, and some are dissolving, and it's like all these different groups are changing because of everyone's response to this energy. And are they going to take responsibility for being individual and different and in their own vibe, or are they just going along to get along, and are they just caring about status, and are they just caring about superficial stuff and what people think of them, and like all that's going to blow up if you do that, if that happens. So understand what that feeling is, and something's going to come up, okay? Something's going to come up that you're going to get, like you're going to get with this solar eclipse, and you just might be afraid of it. Like you just might be, maybe it's just very different, very new, but I don't know. it was hard living it, going through all those different schools, but I'm really happy about it now, because I'm really happy that I'm just really happy about it now, to be honest, because it's just made it so much easier for me to move on from, God, it sounds horrible, like to say to move on from people, but it just makes it so much easier to move on from, like, it's easy to see. I'm not even, understand that fear isn't real. Fear is like a lie, and love is the only truth. Okay? So apply that to your friends and your groups, how you associate, with whom you associate, and let the truth change your life. Because Saturn's trying to help you do that, and self-sufficient, thank you. Saturn's trying to help you do that. So you might have to be more self-sufficient emotionally, physically, mentally, and it might be scary because of Saturn bending these nodes. So don't go south node in Scorpio and saying, I'm going to hold on to this friendship even though it's toxic. I didn't try to be friends with these kids that have all been friends since they were babies in kindergarten, and I didn't sit at their tables when they would just keep me around to be scapegoated or whatever. I remember this one little best friend I had in like 3rd grade. She was sitting all alone at this lunch table, and the girls in the bathroom were talking about something weird or stupid. Like, everyone was interested. This is another thing about vibes. Pay attention to this, because it's like, so this is the analogy. This is the anecdote that goes with the energy. Now, so little girls in the bathroom were talking about something that I wasn't into yet. Everybody was into like boys and gossip, and I was still climbing trees and like looking for bugs and looking under rocks for bugs. And so I just left. I just left the bathroom, and I didn't go back to sit with those girls. Like, I didn't go back to that table because I'm like, they're just keeping me around, like, just to make fun of me. But I saw this one girl who's like, no one would sit next to her. So I went and sat by her, and she was super cool. Like, she was really cool, and we became friends. And like, we were in a vibe, and we liked some of the same stuff, and it was cool. That was more satisfying than like this gaggle of girls, which was overwhelming vibrationally. If you're sensitive, a lot of people, it can be overwhelming. So like, you just like escape to the bathroom and just like get a second. So I chose to have one friend that I was really compatible with over going and just being a part of some huge machination of a carousel of girls that I did not connect with and vibe with like at all. And I'm happy that I went through all those moves, because now it makes it easier for me to move on from a group that, or people that it's just not my vibe. And I'm just like, and what I'm so happy about is that I have you guys. Like, we are not marginalized. We're not just like floating on this rock, and we can find each other, and we can, so, and I'm saying that because there's a lot of Uranian energy with this eclipse. Like, it's Uranus in Taurus, it's Saturn in Aquarius. Like, it's just, this is part of it. So anything goes. it's just, God, there's so much to say about this eclipse. I'm trying to make this here. But it's really important. So it's not about the trial. It's about you guys. So let me just say everything else that I wrote about it. Okay. Let's see. The powerful station of Pluto, sextiling Venus, trining Mercury, alchemizing for the better. Okay. To de-escalate will open to deeper intimacy. So if there's anything that does come up for you with this eclipse, if you use the Mercury Pluto to de-escalate situations, it could lead to deeper intimacy with your spouse, your family, your friends, the good friends, like your friends. The lower, that's a higher vibration. The lower vibration manifestation, the denser vibration manifestation of this energy is mean, critical, abusive, cutting, cruel, lashing, wounding. And if that happens at this time, it'll be returned to as a deep regret and take a very long time to heal. So this can be some like scarring stuff, if there's like some major fallouts. But I really feel like this is more about, oh, I forgot to finish it. Anything goes ... to the extreme. I talked about this already in the monthlies, so like a month ago. So yeah, if this goes, like, that's what I'm saying. I think twice before you speak, man, because it could take a very long time to heal this. Like these wounds can get like psychological and like very, very deep. So especially with Saturn in Aquarius, even if you haven't found your tribe yet, go it alone. Go it alone. Until, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't be afraid to be on your own. Just don't. So another thing about the solar eclipse is that this can be next level dreams coming true, which I'm really excited about. And I'm like, I just love this energy because it's just wild and unpredictable, and you're going to get something and it's starting something new. Like it's going to be very refreshing is what I'll say. The lower vibration, the denser, unconscious manifestation of this energy will be just really super delusional, like about yourself, about other people, the situation, the expectations. And if that happens, like if you and another person or a group or whatever, if it's an impasse, leave their world. Leave the world that they're creating, that they're living in their mind. Don't try to change their world. Don't try to change their mind. Don't try to change their perception. The makeup compact that Amber Heard's attorney showed in the opening statement wasn't even in production until after they got divorced. And it's the makeup that they said she had with her all the time to cover the bruises. Dude, like she was caught in a lie in 4K resolution in a live stream. That's South Node in Scorpio. Don't. They're going to have to figure that out. I mean, I'm sure Johnny Depp's attorneys are like all over it. I'm sure Amber Heard's legal team is there trying to like scramble and try to figure out, because they said she's going to take the stand and talk about it. And she just like, she said this one, and it's this makeup. It looks like a brand new makeup pack. So I mean, it sounded like she was talking about like this is the one that she had, but it looked totally unused. So maybe not. I don't know. Whatever. But it doesn't matter, because even the company, the makeup company itself, came out and said and confirmed that this was not in physical existence until after they got divorced. Sorry. But seriously, like just walk away, man. Oh, this is interesting. So part of fortune is at 24 Leo, and that's exactly across from 24 Aqua, which is where Saturn is. So the higher vibration of this, the conscious vibration manifestation of this, is choosing your battles and being brave. It could even be precocious in some cases. The lower vibration, denser, unconscious manifestation of that is this and this you're going to see with the trial, is this wanting to win at any and all costs. It's a high price, man. And it's like people will attack anyone who resists their will. So if there's any repressed anger that you're not expressing, you could be a victim of aggression of other people at this time. So be very, very careful. Be very careful and make sure that you are like feeling your feelings. Because then people are going to like come after you and you're going to be like, what? I'm not doing anything. And it's like, okay. Last but not least, maximum elongation, I already said that. Okay, last but not least, I'm going to talk about Lilith here. So Venus is squaring Lilith. This can be emboldened and motivated, or you may be confronted to confront repression, your self-repression, sexual repression, anything like that. You can establish your own power, and you can deepen your, I talked about this last week about owning your sexuality and the power to share it when you feel authentically inspired to share it, and when you want to pull it back, when you feel like you want to pull it back, and just being, but the point is being in control of it, where when you're feeling like you want to share your sexual energy, you do it and it's yours to share and you feel good about it. And when you want to pull it back, you pull it back, and it's an even, the energy is balanced. So you can do that. It'll be a little bit difficult. You might have to go through a little crisis first, but you can establish your own power and you can deepen the intimacy in your connections. Or you can try to dominate others instead and avoid intimacy and just go into a power struggle, into a power play, into a blame game. And this is where things can get really bad with that Mercury-Pluto, like scarringly bad, because you're avoiding intimacy, you know? So, okay, that's everything that I wrote down. Have a great weekend. But it's everything. Oh, mother of pearl, I have Sunday still. Hold on. That's the eclipse. It's going to be like a 2-week or to 6-month effect. Sunday, May 1st. The road less traveled. I forgot I had this whole little paragraph written. The moon conjuncts the north node in Taurus. You are hungry for uncharted territory. Your soul is hungry for experience in your human body that it hasn't lived ever before, even in previous incarnations. And you'll know what that is. The moon and the north node squaring Aquarius, Saturn, what we just talked about. So this is a fork in the road here. This is a fork in the road less traveled. Your courage and faith in yourself and decision-making ability is going to determine whether you will take that opportunity that's fated, that fate brought to you, or pick a different horse in the carousel and just tell yourself that you're making an independent choice, that you're doing something different, and that you're being unique, and that you're honest and truthful, but you're just picking a different horse in the carousel. And you're still going around. So remember, spirituality is how you're going to feel, how you want to feel based on what you believe. So how you want to feel based on how you see your self-worth, for this will guide you. It's going to guide you. Self-advocating says you deserve to feel better. Like, I deserve better than this. I deserve, when I chose the one girl over the gaggle of girls, which was like the whole classroom, to be honest. It was the entire classroom. Because all the girls were, the other girls that weren't part of like the core group were afraid of being outcast. They were afraid of, so they like hung on to the core group, like to just sort of be associated with like the core group of girls. And I was like, I don't fucking care. Like, I had already been through a bunch of schools at that point. I was like, I'm just passing through. I don't freaking care. So I think I just spat. I'm sorry. I'm just very passionate. So what was I saying? Oh, so okay, but I at the moment I was like, I deserve to have like a friend. I deserve to enjoy myself when I have to be at this little prison of an institution of school. So that was me saying like, no, I want to like enjoy the conversations that I have and know what someone's talking about. So I chose the one friend over everybody else. Self-advocating says you deserve to feel better. Okay, now you ask yourself, what does that look like and what does that entail? So what does that mean for you right now? Is it changing your diet? Is it changing your sleeping habits? Is it changing your work schedule? Is it changing your attitude towards your work? Is it changing some relationships? Is it changing? Ask yourself. Because it'll look radical, it'll look different, alien, strange, unorthodox, and possibly actual misfit energy, like rejected by society energy, but it's right for you, and it will make you feel better than you've been feeling. I had a great time after I chose that girl to be friends with. It was just so, it was like her and I just had fun, and it didn't matter, what everybody else was into or what anyone else was doing. It just didn't matter, because we were friends and we had fun and we got each other. So it was like, oh my God, have you guys seen Romy and Michelle's high school reunion? I fucking love that movie. I have to go because my shoe is filling with blood. How does she say that? She's like, because she's wearing heels and she cut her foot and she's like, my shoe's filling with blood. Oh my God, it's like that. It's just like that. It was just like that, except we weren't cute like that. We were weird little kids. So, but that's the point. That's my point that I'm trying. Why are so many words just tumbling out of my mouth? From my face. Okay. So it's right for you, and it'll make you feel better than what you've been feeling. Focus there. Don't focus on where you don't belong. Don't focus on anything else. Don't decide on fear. That's falling into the fear trap. That's South Node in Scorpio. The cliche things about Scorpio, manipulative, blah, blah, blah. It's all fear-based stuff. It's, that paranoia is a little bit more fear-based, and it's not, I can't go into a whole other thing about that, but just don't decide on fear. Just don't make your decisions based off of a fear of anything, okay? And that's all she wrote. Let's start the tarot. All right. Tarot time. Okay. We shall not do the tarot of sexual magic. We will do we're going to start here. The holographic. Okay. So, I have not been looking at the chat at all. I have just been reading off of my little sheet. Okay. So let's see if this energy comes up for you. The download's about the bullying, or maybe this is something about the eclipse. Maybe this is a new floor raising values. Maybe it's the insects, the symbolism. What's the strongest energy of the week? Whoa. That's super. Has it been all like that this entire time? Of course it has. Sorry, I have literally one Virgo placement and I'm so precise. Also I have that where, I don't know if you guys have ever done extra work where you show up with hair and makeup and options for 3 or 4 options for wardrobe, and then the costume designer will pick the outfit and they'll talk with the director, but you show up hair and makeup ready, and it's just a great way to make $400 in a day to just be ready and just snack, and you possibly get upgraded to a speaking role or whatever. But I can't even imagine you Virgo people, you guys, but it also makes really great, I know Britney Spears has something in, I think she has Mars in Virgo, and Michael Jackson was a Virgo, and that's very precise movements. So I have one Virgo placement and I'm super precise. I can't even imagine living life as a Virgo sun, moon, rising. Oh my God, how do you people do it? Sorry, back to this. Okay, so King of Cups and Chariot. This is super Cancerian energy. Does not have to be Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, but this is like masculine Cancerian energy. Which, so putting that aside, this is knowing exactly what you want and being able to. This is my Michael Corleone card, and being able to ride out like all of these waves, and there's like a little monster over here, there's a ship over here, but keep your sights set on the vibration and the energy that is really important and meaningful to you, because you can do it. Like this King of Cups is emotionally mature and very, very wise. So it'll be your wisdom and your maturity and your emotional self composition that takes you to where you want to go. There might even be an opportunity opening up professionally for you because of how mature and wise, and maybe you're very patient, maybe you're very empathetic, maybe, and that's why I have a lot of empathy for Amber Heard, because it cannot feel good. Like lies in the body, that's like horrible. Like people deteriorate off of that. Like that does not feel good. She really needs an out where she really believes that telling the truth will not only make her feel better, but where everyone will love her for it, where everyone will celebrate her for it, where she, like she needs like a whole rewrite of ego energy. So it would be such a great example if she could be a beacon of truth and just stop the whole dang thing. Because yes, someone could be a drug addict, alcoholic, self-destructive, have issues, have emotional problems like X, Y, and Z, but it doesn't mean that they are going to abuse someone necessarily in the way that she's describing. So if she could just, like, how great would that be if she were just this wonderful example of alchemizing toxic feminine energy into divine and healed feminine energy, and being an advocate for truth and healing, that because this is such a big, has so much attention on it, it would just be, it would be a catalyst for healing for so many people, for her to be an example, and other people would feel so much better about healing their the unhealed parts of their feminine energies. Okay. So there, we'll get the astral on that, but let's just keep it moving. Okay. What else? Ooh, okay. Oh man, this is cool. I like it. There's a lot of swiftness here. There's a lot of energy. Guys, the long nails are back. I can do my Nosferatu impressions. Loving it. So there's a lot of swift energy here. I think things are going to happen pretty fast. Maybe, okay, so if you don't want to activate the eclipse energy, you just want to like go with the flow, right? If you get some great ideas on April 30th, give it a couple of days. Like let it, percolate. But things are moving pretty fast. Like other things in your life, like things might just happen really quickly and really fast. This Knight of Swords with the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands, I really usually feel as, you're out with maybe friends, and maybe someone's getting real handsy with you, and you have to like push them off of you and defend your boundary. This is like, boundary, no, stop. I don't like that. I don't want that. Go away. Leave me alone. Respect me. This is where the line is. Don't do that. I don't like that. That doesn't feel good. It's very like that. I sometimes when I get this card, I just feel this, and I feel it like this though, like, and that's what I'm getting with this. It's like that. So someone's like trying to really defend their boundary and go, And with the Knight of Swords, there's no time to be nice about it. Maybe you've been doing it for a long time. Maybe you're, I don't know, but I'm not even trying to think of like an example, but there may be something real cutting about how someone does that. Like you might have to do that in a way that just does not, you just might have to cut to the chase and just really get real, you might have to call out the truth. And it might be to defend yourself or to push back on something. And something's happening fast. And it might happen like that might even be a moment. A couple of things that you say that you just like got to take care of it, like, and then move on to that. But because we have the lunar eclipse coming, something hasn't totally ended yet. So it might take some, last but not least, because this is all about advancement. Six of Pentacles, the Sun, and Knight of Pentacles. Damn. So we have the Ten of Wands here. And then overall, for this week, the happy baby. There may be this element is part of this somehow, where the generosity and the giving had passed from the conscious control into the unconscious control. Like riding a bike. When you learn to ride a bike, you have to be very conscious. Pay attention, be aware of what you're doing and control this bike. But once you learned it, you know how to ride the bike, the control passes to the unconscious, and you don't have to think about it. You don't have to focus on it. You can smoke your cigarette, eat your cheeseburger, listen to your music, watch a video on your phone, have, a million things going on, but you're not focusing on riding the bike because the control of that bike has passed from the conscious awareness into the subconscious awareness. So I like this if it's an equal give and take. And that's the thing with the nodes in Taurus, Scorpio. When things are sexual energy, financial energy, work energy, all energy has to be an equal energetic exchange. There has to be an equal give and take, and it has to be noble, and it has to be like kind. So it's not just generosity for generosity's sake. It's generous because there's something equally exchanged in return. So I like this when it's equal, when there's an equal give and take, whether that's friendship, whether that's work, whether that's love, sex, dating, like whatever this happens to be for you, it's consistent, and that equal energy exchange is not even something that you have to, after I made that friend, we didn't have to like recalibrate our relationship every week or anything. Like all of the big gaggle of girls, they were always going through all these little petty dramas in their little friendships. And me and this girl, like once we became friends, we were too busy like enjoying the friendship. So it was very equal. She's a Libra. So she was naturally very oriented towards balance. So it was nice. I'm always kind of like one person. Like okay. So when it's like that though, you don't think about it. It's just very equal and it's lovely. But because we do have this Ten of Wands and this defensive, quick cutting energy, you might have to cut away something that's not equal. Someone's taking on too much. Someone's burdened. You might be feeling like I'm giving so much and I'm not receiving anything in return. It's not an equal energy exchange. It's just not fair. Tell me about the Chariot and the King of Cups. I'm getting the bees, the bee thing again. So bees, there might be like bee jewelry as kind of, I'm seeing it like kind of like the gold, brass, copper bees. So there, you might see that as a confirmation this week. Or you might be like, maybe you make jewelry or something and you make some bee jewelry. You've been working towards this for quite some time. You've planted some good seeds and now it's time to harvest. Okay, let's take a look at this. Seven of Wands and the Knight of Swords. What? Okay, let me just explain. So these holographic cards, like you can see like this sunburst right like behind the wands, right? This is the physical realm manifested, and the holographic parts are like just the glimmer of the astral, of the other dimensions. But it's a vibration that you can see in the physical reality. Like how you see little squigglies in the dark or something, you know. The rose gold deck that I use is that dimension, is the astral dimension. And it's the reason why things have physically manifested. And the holographic, you can see the vibration in this one is for the one above that, because there's many dimensions. So you've been, like, this moves forward this week because you've been nurturing it, because you've been caring for it, because you've been investing into it. And now you're gonna be able to move forward on it. Tell me about the Seven of Wands and the Knight of Swords, please. Oh, snap. Holy shnikey. Oh. The Devil and the Two of Swords. May the Schwartz be with you. That's from Spaceballs. Spaceballs and Tommy Boy. So the Devil and the Two of Swords is the reason, whoa. There's something really intense happening this week for whoever this is. So if anyone snaps at you this week, this is like, or if you snap at somebody and you push back, it's because there's been this unhealthy, toxic bondage of repression and indecision and being really stuck, being really pinned though. So someone's advocating for themselves because they've been super fucked with, for a lack of a better term. Excuse my language. And they've been mentally blocked. They haven't been able to express themselves. They haven't been able. I did look at Johnny Depp's chart, and I'm not going to talk about his chart. I feel like talking about famous people's charts on the internet is a huge, massive invasion of privacy and a total misuse and kind of a bad way to use astrology. I'm not judging people that do it. I'm saying this is how I feel about me doing it. I made the exception for Brittany in the crazy off chance that she got sad and just looked for tarot videos. And I'm pretty sure I took those videos down now. So, but I did look at his chart. And when he's talking about Betty Sue, it was healing for him. It was real healing to say those words out loud in front of the world and just speak words to his experience. That's what I'm getting with this though, is that something's just been like suppressed. Some force has been making you feel like you just can't say it, you can't think it, you can't acknowledge it, and then now it's like, no, this was wrong, this went down, this is how I felt, XYZ. So that's pretty intense. What's this Ten of Wands? Thank you. This is going to be a very Mercury-Pluto week. So someone's going to be not only holding their ground in a very direct way, but they're also going to be talking about, you might be talking about how it's so heavy to carry all this and how hard it's been and how difficult it is and how there's just too much. It's just too much. And there's a lot of speed with this too, because of the Knight of Swords, the Chariot, the Eight of Wands. So it looks like you're letting go of some heavy, heavy stuff, heavy burdens. Like for me, it was pretending like I knew what these little girls were talking about. You know, they're talking about like pop singers and like boys and, you know, and I was like, oh, yeah, I know. I just was like, but that was like a burden for me. I'm like, oh, I don't want to stand here anymore. Like, why do we have to go to the bathroom together? And like, you know, like it was just not my vibe. So I dropped it. And you're going to drop it too. You're going to drop it. Drop it like it's hot. Let's get some guidance for you. And then I'm going to tune into the trial. And then on the lunch break of the trial, we're going to do Capricorn and Capricorn and all the weeklies. Oriole, a new creative venture is on the horizon. See it as a positive change. This is so exciting. I'm so excited to further, like, just like freaks, like Google Gobble one of us. Like, that's what it's going to be for me. I'm just so excited for that. I really am. A new creative ventures on the horizon. See it as a positive change. I've already been changing the channel again with like my podcast, my vlog. And then you have Canary. Step forward now and sing your song. There is power in finding your voice. You definitely will. You definitely will. They're going to sing your song. Okay. I love you forever and ever and always. My loves. Take very good care. I will see you guys next. When am I going to see you again? The vlog. I'll see you guys Friday for the vlog. If you need me, TheFirstArteagan@gmail.com. If you, it's not everything love to everybody. I have no spiel. I love you guys forever and ever and always. Until next time, many beautiful blessings upon all of your beautiful heads, darlings. Mwah!